This podcast is brought to you by digitallagos.tv.
Ask a child what they want to do when they grow up, and they'll usually have big dreams. A pop star, or maybe a Disney princess. Wait another few years and you'll hear a lot of them say that they want to work in the media. That may sound a bit more reasonable, but is it? Start applying for jobs, paid jobs in the media, and you'll soon find out there are plenty more people with the same dream. To land a job in the media, you'll have to have the edge over hundreds of hopefuls. And that's what you'll get with these 5 tutorial interviews. I'm Ben Cohen, and my guests are 2 highly experienced media professionals, Daniell Morrisey and Clare Davies. They've worked and recruited for 20 years now for some of the biggest names in print, publishing and broadcasting. And as Daniell explains, to be in with a chance of following in their footsteps, you'll need to be clear the kind of job you're looking for.
It's something that happens to us all. You work at a career fair or at a career show, recruitment show. Someone will come to the stand and you ask them what they want to do. I want to work in the media. Well, what does that mean?
How do you respond to that then, Claire?
Well, usually the response is, well, what do you want to do in the media then? And they immediately respond going, oh, I don't know. The reality is you need to be absolutely focused. And the reality is that approaching someone who works in an industry that you want to get into and being so unfocused is a real negative thing. So you need to do your research. There are hundreds and hundreds of jobs in the media, in creative industries, much more broadly speaking, and you need to be focused about what you want to do.
How do you find that focus before you've actually dipped your toes in, though?
I think it's through a variety of methods, including work experience, research, and talking to people in the industry. Also, there's lots of creative media recruitment shows, career shows. There'll be lots of people from broadcast, from print, from multimedia, from advertising, from marketing. Great opportunity to walk around, meet professionals in the industry, and ask them about the industry and what jobs there are out there. Another really good method, if you really don't know where you want to work, but you know it's in the media, is to try temping. Go to a temping agency, find a temping agency that specialises in media clients. Ask them to put you into media clients and just go and work for those companies. Work out what jobs that exist in those companies and spend your time there asking people questions.
Is there a lot of scope for starting at the bottom in that way, starting at the reception of a radio station or wherever you want to work?
Absolutely. One of the most famous controllers of BBC Two, a woman, started as secretary at the BBC. And there are so many professionals within a variety of different industries who started right at the bottom. And it is one of the best ways of getting to know the industry and the ins and outs of that industry.
Is there still a lot of instances where people expect you to work for nothing? Because I certainly had that when I started. I was going around doing all sorts of things and never getting paid.
Yes, there are. And there is no other word for it, exploitation. Fine to do 2 or 3 weeks of unpaid work experience. However, any more than that, and I feel it is exploiting an individual who wants to get into a very competitive field.
When's the time to start looking for work experience?
Oh, as early as possible, right back when you're at school. You clearly might not have an idea where you want to go with it, but work experience will help you develop an understanding of the work placement and what jobs are out there. Speaking for myself, when I was at school, I did a school newspaper, and then I went on to do my A-levels. I got work experience with the local newspaper. I went and worked at the hospital radio station. You can't start early enough.
You decide you want to do work experience in a particular area. How do you narrow down who you approach?
If you're looking for work experience in the media or the creative industries, first of all, do some research. Who are the major media players in your local area? Look at their websites. Many of them might have formal work experience schemes, and there'll be instructions on their website about how to apply, who to speak to, etc. If they don't, then why not give them a call and ask them? And if they don't have any response to that, then just write to them, contact them.
If you've been trying for work experience and you've drawn a blank, what else can you do?
How about just producing your own website? If you make videos, how about putting them on YouTube?
I actually had an applicant once who came through to me who was a very inexperienced web designer. And what he'd done is actually designed his own how to make cocktails website. But he'd done an absolutely superb job and we took him on board. But great attitude, had shown that kind of initiative. And those things can make all the difference.
You've actually got your work experience. are there any golden do's and don'ts?
Set yourself some goals. Why are you doing the work experience? What do you want to get out of it? It's sometimes useful to keep a log. What have you learnt through it? Just speak to people. Ask questions. Always ask people how they got into the media, how they got into that company, what training they did, what courses they did. Find out as much as you can. Ideas is the currency of the creative industries, so suggest some whilst you're there.
Daniell and Claire, thank you both very much.
That was a career tutorial conversation with Clare Davies and Daniell Morrisey from Digital Lagos TV.